What's up, YouTube? Today we got a new bike day. I decided I had like a 5-bike fleet, so now I'm down to just 2. I pretty much cleaned house. This is the first bike here, so this will be the Pivot Firebird overview. But this is going to be my 2024 Pivot Firebird XTR Pro build. Probably the sickest bike I've ever had. But yeah, we'll get into it. I'll show you guys the specs on this thing. I'm probably gonna run through a little edit after this, just highlighting some of the features of the bike. Just set the bike up out in the woods out here, just to try and make it kind of look like cool and it's like natural habitat pretty much. But yeah, let's get into it, show you guys the bike. So here's the rig. It's a 2024 Pivot Firebird in Glacier Green, metallic, I think. Absolute beautiful rig. I've always wanted a Pivot, and now that I've really gotten into like kind of researching what Pivot's about, like all their bikes are just spec'd to the top. If you think of anything a top mountain bike should have, this bike's got it. Luckily I got it as a leftover, being a 24 now, being September. They're trying to make room for the 25s, 26s. So it's kind of worked out, being like a year old now, essentially. But anyway, it's a Pivot Firebird, 24 model, and it's the Pro build. So it's got XT, XTR group set. Honestly, I prefer to have the SRAM transmission, but we'll take the, I've never had XTR before, but, so I'll try that out for a bit and see how the XTR is. But, I was kind of torn between the Firebird or the Switchblade or even the Trailcat. They have, all their bikes are just super spec'd out, and it was kind of hard to pick. I picked this one just because I figured out of the 3, this is going to be the most versatile. Everyone says it pedals like a trail bike. So if I can get the suspension package that this thing has with the pedal efficiency that I need, I think this is going to be just what the doctor ordered to handle bike parks, group rides, just normal trail rides, sending big hits, you name it. This is going to be the rig. But anyway, let's get into the specs. As I said, it is a XTR Shimano drivetrain, 12-speed, matched up to a race face crank setup. I don't even know what the front tooth is. Might be like a 30 or 32 maybe. That's just me guessing, I'm not sure. And then it's got the XTR 4-piston, or not XTR, XT brakes, sorry about that. Hooked up to, I believe they're XT rotors. I didn't honestly look into the rotors on their spec, but they're pretty high-end rotor. But I've never had XT brakes. I've had SLX brakes from Shimano. Then I've had some other lower-end models. But essentially, I guess the XTs are very similar to the SLX. But this will be my first trial run with the XTs. But it's got the Fox Transfer dropper post with the Kashima coating, which is really sweet. And then it also has the Fox 38 factory fork with the orange lowers and the Kashima coat. It's got all the fancy adjustments and whatnot. I honestly don't even know how to dial this thing in yet. I'm still kind of learning. It's got the Fox Float X2 rear shock with the Kashima coat and all the goodies. It's got the compression adjust, rebound adjust, low speed, high speed, you name it, it's got it. 170 mils up front, 165 in the rear. I did add a chain guide and a bash guard. It's a Fun MTB, 75 bucks. Nothing crazy, but it's kind of like my go-to. It fits a lot of these high-end bikes. It's probably the 3rd bike that's been on. And then I just put my XT pedals on for clipless. As far as saddle goes, it comes, I guess, WTB and Pivot work together with their saddles here because it's a Pivot Cycle saddle, but it's WTB brand. Pivot stock grips, they're very wicked comfy, so I think I'm gonna run those. I do have the fender for the front coming, the Fox fender, and then I'm gonna do a full ride wrap kit on this thing before I even ride it. It's mated up with some Ascai's Maxxis. Honestly, my favorite tire. They're like pretty soft in comparison to the Minion DHF DHRs, if you guys are familiar with those. But it's set up tubeless, ready rims, obviously. Just tops them off with sealant. Has the DT Swiss wheels and hubs, front and rear. Pretty much the best you can get as far as that goes. It does have the flip chip in the rear here for the link. As far as how you want it to sit. I have it in the low setting right now, but I don't know. If I was riding more, I guess, XC stuff, I'd probably want to put it in the high position, but I don't really have a preference as far as the flip chip goes. I've never messed with them on any bikes, so I don't really have a preference. But anyway, that's really the bike. Thing sits awesome. 29ers, and yeah, it's pretty kitted out. There was the colors. There was two colors that I had to pick from. There was the glacier green metallic, and then there was another color. It was like a gray with like I forget what the exact spec on the color was, but it was like a firework. I think they call it firework something, because the pivot logo was like red, orange, yellow, and then the rest of the bike was like a silver. Pretty sweet looking bike. And I went with a medium frame, actually. I normally ride a large or a medium large if it's a Trek, but went with the medium because the pivots do run pretty big, and just cruising around the driveway and whatnot, it actually feels pretty comfortable. But with the dropper all the way up, it's like kind of feels pretty optimal. So I just hope I went with the right bike. You know, some people said Switchblade, some people said Firebird. It's kind of tough. I really like the Trailcat LTs. They have that sweet Dr. Purple color. So we'll see. If this is the wrong bike, I'll sell it and I'll swap it out for a Switchblade or a Trailcat. But my goal was to consolidate with what I had for bikes down to something that can do it all. That can be my group ride bike, my pedally bike. Because I've been racing XC, so I have a race XC bike that I just kind of want to keep for racing XC to try and keep it as good as fresh as possible for race day. That way I don't have a mechanical or whatever. So this hopefully will do bike park and then everything else above. The only reason I went with this was just because I was worried about the Switchblade and the Trailcat handling bike park. I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll do it. I mean, I don't ride park a lot, but it's kind of nice to have that luxury, like, oh, if I'm going to go to the park this weekend, all right, I got the bike to take, you know? It's one of those things. It's such a tough battle. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thing is pretty sweet. We'll be getting some ride days up at Thunder pretty soon, so I'll be taking this. I don't really get much for mountain bike content as far as, like, normal rides go, just because they're so boring. But if I was to go to Thunder or something like that, I would definitely strap the GoPro on and get some clips and whatnot. But I do have a race next weekend, so another video will be coming out next weekend. It's the Zigzag XC event for the race day series, so hopefully we can perform well there. I'm sitting 4th in points in the standings right now, so the goal is probably top 3, hopefully. But obviously just try and beat the guys that are ahead of me in points is really the goal at the end of the day. But anyway, yeah, that's really about it. Just gotta get this thing tuned up and start riding it. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace.